When joining a tender as a social care provider, how much work are you actually going to get from that tender? A lot of people want to join tenders, or agency owners want to join tenders because, of course, it's one way to get, if not one way to get a lot more work. It's still not guaranteed. Yes, the councils and the government have billions of funding just for social care, which means that there's a huge market for providers to work with councils and a huge opportunity to increase revenue as a social care provider and provide more services to not just your council where you're based, but actually to any council in England. However, even joining the tender, there are still processes you need to follow. So if you're bidding on a tender right now as you speak, planning on making a bid, or maybe you're even on a tender right now, you need to understand the procurement process that that council is following. For example, let's talk about two common ones. Firstly, in some tenders, councils rank the providers on that framework by categories. So you might have lead providers, secondary providers, and third tier providers, or tier one, tier two, tier three, it ranges. But the point of that process means that when packages are published, it goes first to the lead providers and then filters down. If the lead providers have rejected it, they don't have the capacity, whatever reason, then it goes down in that order. The second way to get work is what councils or procurement processes will do is they'll publish what we call mini competitions. This can be in various formats, but the most common one would be potentially a pricing competition where they're trying to essentially get the most economically valuable provider, basically a cheapest provider who will give them a cheap quote to deliver the similar services. So the point being, although you're on a tender, it doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're always going to be inundated or drowning in so many packages. Getting on a tender is a first step, but after that, you need to understand the processes. Even if you do understand the processes, you still need to engage with that council, build relationships, have a robust communication strategy with the council to actually get work from that tender. So the mistakes that a lot of agency owners do or make is they win the tender and they put their feet up and expect the work to come. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. So think about the strategies you're going to apply to get work once you've joined that tender.